Oh, hi there. I am your host, attackslug, and Nintendo has finally decided to drop a big, steamy #2 on your boy. It's here. The Switch 2 is in the building. Let's unbox it. Let's compare it. Let's do our usual bits of business here on this channel. And it is indeed a fine Thursday, where I'm at anyway. Perhaps it's this video up on a Friday? Who can say? It's been a very long day of other business, so I'm curious now to unbox the Switch 2 and see how things go. And yes, I did get the Coke and the Pringles from Walmart.com pre-order, so good for them, because Target totally dropped the ball handily. It is wild how badly Target botched this whole thing. Switch 2, baby. First time unboxing this business, and thankfully, I did not buy it from Staten Island, and it was not stapled into my screen, so yeah, good stuff. But yes, Walmart came in clutch at like 6 a.m., so they did an awesome job on that pre-order. So, we have a Joy-Con, and we have another Joy-Con, and it's all coming together, plastic everywhere, so there are yonder brandy new Joy-Cons, and I did see a teardown, and they didn't really fix the problems with the stick drift, so give it a few years, then we'll see that class action lawsuit, I would assume. But the main event, obviously, here is thankfully unstapled in the screen itself, the system itself, and I'm wondering, I'm curious, does this have a manufacturer's date on it? Because this console, we all assumed, was going to launch last fall. So I'm wondering if you can find out when these models were manufactured and that whole thing. But I don't see anything on the console itself, clearly, so perhaps we will never know. The big new thing here is the magnets. So we just click them in. And I'm wondering how much leeway we have here on that connection and how hard that'll be if it breaks off to replace, because, you know, they don't make things easy to replace. Obviously, if these go bad, they're like $100, but having said all that, the preamble, the question is, does this thing, having been sitting in a box here at my house all day, if I hit the button to turn it on, do we get it turned on? Is there, oh, we got a logo. There is some charge in the battery. Oh, thank God. I was worried there. We'll see how much of the battery it actually has on day one boot. And this feels nice. View the end user license. Bro, I get it. I know. Now, does this EULA say, hey, if there's stick drift, you can't sue us? Because that's not legal, by the way, but they try to get that in there in EULAs sometimes. Oh, it's saying, hey man, guess what? Detach the Joy-Cons. So, like, yeah, there's a button for that. And you pull it off. And then, like, it's making you do it. Preparations are complete. Hit the home button. I just want to know we're at for battery here. Booting up. First boot. What do we get? What do we got? Wunderbar. Nothing on the home screen because I haven't done my system transfer yet. I haven't put in game yet to do that. And honestly, more than half on the battery bar. So, can't get mad at that. There is a checkbox to show me the actual percentage of the system battery, and that's what I want to see here. It is currently at 71%, so kudos on that. Now, certainly some comparisons to get made here in the fact that we have my original Switch. I've been using it for 8 years on this channel, doing videos, so that's where we're going to do our system transfer from. And here is your size, like day one, hold on. Get this in both hands, not drop anything. There's your size business. There's your, hey, look at that. It's a bigger Switch, right? But my question, as someone who owns a lot of these handheld things, is that, first of all, obviously, I have a Playdate. I have a whole channel for a Playdate. Click that link somewhere over here for the Playdate channel and see that kind of cool content on that. It's a great little thing. But, more importantly for me lately, has been yonder. Steam Deck. I got a Steam Deck. And so here we have Switch 2 and the Steam Deck. I would say pretty comparable, although obviously a bit thicker here, being a portable PC and not a dedicated games, just games console. So there's, you know, some some heft here on the, they obviously don't detach for the controls on the Steam Deck, so a little bit different. And I actually don't have a dock for the Steam Deck, so that's not a point of comparison for me, but we'll put that back in its case. There are more things here in the box, so put that back to sleep for a second. I wonder if I wanted to carry the Switch 2 in the Steam Deck case. Would that work? Not that I would, but if I wanted to, is that a comparable option? Like if I took this case here and just said, hey, you know what, this will fit, right? It'll go, honestly, not bad. Like, I'm not sure I would do that, but if it's in there, so, alright, cool. Meanwhile, we haven't finished unboxing what's in the box. So we have, well, I assume a very thick manual of sorts. No, I'm sorry, it's a very thin manual. And then more HDMI. Ultra high speed HDMI cable. Love to see that. And wrist straps. Yeah, you know, good stuff with that. But for me, I'm very much a put it in the dock and get the Pro Controller. The question I have here for this particular Switch 2 is that will it support the GameCube adapter? Because there are now GameCube games in the Switch Online expansion pass thing. And honestly, also, I have the Nintendo Mario All-Stars game that was only in print for a little bit, which has Mario Sunshine, which GameCube controller is very important there. Here's your new power brick. Now, at some point in the course of the last 8 years, my OG Switch power brick did die. I had to buy a new one for like $30, which sucks, but is what it is, and it was what it was. And I do have in my Switch, I want to say on this one, stick drift. So again, in the dock, Pro Controller, whatever. But speaking of the dock though, we have yonder dock. And I want to have a dock comparison, front and the back of the dock. And here is the old dock. So there is, yeah, it's a little bit bigger, but not honestly, it's a smidgen. A smidgen larger is the dock. And I know that when this launched, there was a lot of concerns on the dock scratching the screen. We take the magnets off of that, like that, and we'll put this into the dock. And then the stupid dog controller, I never liked it, I never will. So the thing is, I also, as you might know, have a modded GameCube. So I don't really need to play GameCube games on this thing, but I am curious if my controller here with a third-party adapter is going to work on this. I've seen a lot of kind of back and forth of, well, will it work? Won't it work? We don't know. And I have this copy here of All-Stars, so I'm curious if I put it into USB, will it work or will it not work? So obviously, I can play GameCube games with a RetroTink, and that's not a problem. Okay, that just pops off. That's interesting. So the original dock, which I just put somewhere, I already lost it, can be snapped off, but generally, it, you know, just you do that and it's just does that. There's no option there for that. It just, this whole thing just slides off the back of this dock. So that's a interesting design feature, but yeah, we got, oh, we actually have LAN, which is nice. That's a new feature, because to use Ethernet on the original Switch dock, you only had HDMI, USB, and AC adapter. And so to do Ethernet, you had to actually get an Ethernet to USB adapter. Let me get the TV hooked up, plug in all of this GameCube related stuff just to see if it works or not, and then after that do the system transfer, and then perhaps get the upgrade for Zelda, and then do that whole thing. Of course, first things first, being back on the internet, is that day one system update required to play Switch 1 games, is my understanding. So let's get that done, and then reboot it, and then update the Mario game, and then plug in the actual GameCube controller and see what it does. Because honestly, I have no real need to subscribe to their top tier GameCube online service if I can't use the GameCube controller. And certainly, I don't really need to buy one for like $70 from their website. Okay, whatever that day one firmware did, my TV and capture kit did not like. Had to pull it out, get the whole system rebooted, and now we're good to find out, because I have, the standard controller here, and this works. And on the OG Switch, if I plug in the GameCube adapter, it will indeed navigate the menu. So I'm currently plugged in, I have the adapter, I have the thing, and does this work? Yes, it does. GameCube controller support with a third-party dock confirmed. Let's boot up some 3D All-Stars for a hot second here. Now, do I have time to play Mario Sunshine again? I do not, but I like having the options. Now, I must do a full-on long system transfer. And while that's happening, I will start editing this video. The transfer has begun. 6 minutes remain. I actually had to use the freaking Pro Controller because of the terrible stick shift and those things. I can't even get menus with those things anymore, so it's terrible. Anyhow, file transfer complete. Okay, so the system transfer is just for the save files and the accounts, but all the actual digital games and DLC must be downloaded separately, and that finally finished. So my library is now done and complete here, and we're good on that. So the question is, if we launch Zelda, how it looks just playing. Oh, hold on, download some more data. So apparently I didn't get all the data that I needed to do these things, and it's day one, man. And so Tears of the Kingdom without. This is before I actually got the Switch 2 Edition upgrade. I'm going to continue here in my 30-ish hour save file. I didn't finish the game. I'm deep into it, but I still haven't finished it. And so now hopefully with this extra frame rate and resolution, that would be an incentive to actually finish the dang thing. But we'll see. Again, is there time for that? Probably not, but I'd like to think I'd get to it at some point. It's Zelda. So here we are, doing that thing. I mean, honestly, it doesn't look that bad. But it could look better. It could look shinier. It could look, fancier. So either I spend the $10 to get the actual upgrade DLC, or I subscribe for the expansion pass, which includes that, as long as you're subscribed to the expansion pass for, $50 a year. So let's close this, and let's see what it says. If it just goes straight to the page where you get billed for stuff, yep, go to the eShop. That's funny. Alright, so if I open the eShop, it would be $9.99. Or get the expansion pass. And while certainly I'd like to just say, hey man, give me a month, for the actual expansion, you can only get a year apparently, and that sucks. So we're doing that. And then we wait while GameCube games download. Give me F-Zero, and hopefully this controller will work. We're going to find out real fast. So, alright, one player. That's me, the player. I know. 2 controllers, but wait, can I not? Hold on. Uh-oh. That might be a problem. So here's the trick. You must turn off completely the Joy-Con controllers, which means you can't get back to the menu, but right now I can use GameCube. I can go into a practice race here in F-Zero. 3, 2, 1, go! And there we are, F-Zero doing the dang thing with a authentic GameCube controller. And finally, Tears of the Kingdom upgrade pack has been downloaded. Let's launch that and finish this fine video. And I know you're wondering, where is Mario Kart? It is on the way in the mail. It's not here for me today. So don't worry, that with Grim coming real soon, and perhaps a Rod and a Todd. So, Eleanor, alright, I want just these, yes, these, there. And here we are with a, wow, that is actually, just turning the camera is so much smoother. So, man, I got some Tears of the Kingdom to play at some point. I don't know when, but at some point, because, wow, that's a lot smoother. I thought, oh, it's fine the way it is. No, it's definitely, I can feel it, man. I can feel it. Anyhow, that is our Switch 2, that is my Switch 2 launch coverage. Obviously, many more videos coming soon. Mario Kart, DK, and all of that. But until then, until next time, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. More videos right here. I'll see you then. And I'm out.